Go through with PTSD. Also, I'm ex-military, but I learned how to turn it into microphone techniques. So I'm gonna freestyle, and then I'm gonna tell y'all a little something, because Wanda D told me to freestyle. Say, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Hard with the drums. I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I come from the boogie down, south side of town. MCs like me, we come incredible. See, I've been spending so much time in my head. Grab the microphone, did you hear what I just said? I got skills, rocking on the mic, I pay bills all the time. Rapping on the beat with the rhyme. I coming off the top of my mind. I do this all the time. This is how I rhyme. I am enough.
I am enough.
Sing it, I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. Times right now are totally rough. Every time I'm dealing with this stuff, I grab the microphone and I don't bluff. And when I hold the microphone, I'm like the bluff. Sit back and watch the crowd rock. I grab the microphone non-stop. Blast the microphone is, I got a bonus to grab this mic and do just what I like. Too much hesitation, I had to take the time. Sit back, relax, so I can unwind. Messing with my mind. Now I gotta come out here and show this one time that I could unwind. Say a little stuff that was on my mind. And this is how we do. Are y'all with me? I'm with you too. Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
Come on, times are tough and you know it's rough, but say I am enough.
I am enough.
Say I am enough.
I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. I'm from the Bronx, baby. Alright.
In the 8C.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda Dhollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Welcome. This is the I Am Enough talk show, and I'm your host, Wanda D, the Motivational Queen. Your accountability coach helping you get it done. What do you need to get done? It's Sunday and we are live in the building. Can I get a whoop whoop? Come on in. Y'all need to come on in the room. Hashtag I am enough. Hashtag wake up winning. Tell me where you tuning in from. Tonight is that night that might just be life changing for you. Yeah. You and you and you and you. I see you over there. I see you peeking. You too. It could be very life-changing for you. So I just want you to come on in the room and tell me where you tuning in from. Tell me who invited you. If this is your first time seeing the I Am Enough talk show, let me know. Hey, Dwan Moss, how you doing? Queen, how you doing tonight? Thank you. Please, right now, hit the thumbs up button, hit the love button. Let them know that we are relevant. Let them know, if you might be tuned in on YouTube, you might be watching on Facebook, wherever you're watching from. We want to send you very high vibrations. We want to keep you lifted. We want to inspire you. We want to go out and tell you to attack life as though it is the last life, because I don't know. It might be. I don't know. I don't know. But right now, today is very important. So, hey, Lisa, what's going on? Queen, what's going on? Oliver, blessings to you as well. Come on in the room. Keep them coming. Because Oh, I lost my tongue almost. Yeah. But guess what? I'm okay. So when you come in the room, tell us where you tuning in from. That's very important. We got to know who's watching us around the planet so we know to send you some high vibrations. Hey, Fitzgerald, what's going on, King? What's going on? Yes, and please hit the share button and let them know that it's on. I got for you some 3 phenomenal queens. They don't play no games. They're mothers, they're CEOs, they're authors, they're poets, they're just shakers and movers. And I'm so excited because we're talking about people fighting to follow their dreams in a world that's so difficult these days, especially now. You got to draw a line in the sand and say, I'm going after whatever I want to go after. You got to throw all the chips in and say, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to get it. And ain't nobody going to stop me from getting it. That's how you got to go. You got to be in high octane mode. I don't know why I just had a flashback of a transformer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But it's my brain. It's the way my brain's set up. But anyway, we got Washington D.C. in the house. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the house. They coming in from Atlanta. Yes, yes. We got Tampa. What's up, Queen? We got Queen in the building, all the way from Florida. Yes. Woo, 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 woo. I'm over here geeked up. Come on, keep it coming, keep it coming. Well, without further ado, I'm gonna bring on my first. There is no particular order. I could just slide them all in here at one time, but I just want them to take a moment to introduce themselves. So the first person I'm gonna bring up Miss Candie Zenon. She's a native of, Louisiana. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And by the way, she's here with us now in Atlanta. We didn't abduct her. You know what happens is if you come to Atlanta, we just might keep you. So we kept her. She has 2 beautiful daughters. She operates a lovely business called Life Changing Life Seasons. It's a lot of words. I got to get it right. And she helps the single mother get it together, get their finance together, get their faith right. She helps them live above the poverty line. So I want to, without further ado, I want her to introduce herself to you. I'm gonna move out the way, give her a couple moments to do you. Thank you, Fitzgerald. Yes, they love me. Yes, and I love you too. I love you too. We have all these beautiful people showing up to show out. So I just want to get out the way. Like I said, bring this beautiful queen up and then allow her to introduce herself more to you. And we're gonna keep it rolling, okay? What's up, Queen?
Hey, all hail to the queen. All hail to the queen.
All hail to that Queen. I am so excited to see you today. You look amazing.
Yes. Thank you. You too. Love the lipstick.
It's my power purple lipstick. It gives me superpowers. So
Yes.
I'm gonna move out the way and let you just introduce yourself. Take a minute or two and tell the people exactly who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
Okay, I will. Hi, everyone. I am Enough Talk Show guest. I thank you all for allowing me into your homes. My name is Candie Zenon. I'm an author and a life coach and the CEO founder of Changing Seasons Life Coaching, where I help single moms strengthen their faith, family, and finances. And I do this by one-on-one coaching, mentorship groups, books, and live events. I am a mother of 3 beautiful girls who I like to call the Candy Girls. And I started my business in order to help single moms just live life better, just live above the poverty line. I know we learn different ways to just make it, to just survive, but what if someone could come along the side of you and help you tweak this, add this, take away that, organize that, have parent accountability, help you create a spending budget, help you create a budget for your household, a vision for your household, know where you are and where you desire to go, and co-create a plan to get there. And that's what I call myself. I just come alongside of you and help you co-create a plan to get you from where you are to where you desire to be. And I truly believe that our single moms could thrive even with half the resources, even they still have the same responsibilities as a two-parent household, but I teach them to create that village around themselves that if they can't co-parent with the absent parent, to learn to co-parent with the village around them and who needs to be in that village. So that's what Changing Seasons life coaching is all about. And that's my desire, just to help moms strengthen their faith, family, and finances.
Queen, thank you so much. I want you to just hold tight. I'm going to put you in the green room for just a moment. Please
Okay.
don't eat up all the snacks so I can bring on the other queen. Don't eat up all the snacks, Queen.
Hot wings. Okay.
So this next guest I'm about to bring to you is a dynamic person. I tell you, I don't mess around with anybody that's not dynamic. First of all, you got to know that first. But Miss Winters has served us in her service in the military. So for that, we just want to congratulate her. So I want everybody to just hit that thumbs up button, because anytime you can have a woman out there working on your behalf in the military is also powerful. She's a nurse. She's also the co-founder of Aim High Solutions. That's actually how I met her and her lovely children. She has lovely family, children, a grandson I know of. And she also is the owner of Black Butterfly Queens, which is another which also I should say is a coaching company, and she helps the melanated woman with she's a mental health advocate. And I want to just move out the way so I could bring her on in the room so she can give it to you like only she can. What's up, Queen?
Nothing much.
Staying busy. Well, I be coming in hot and you so calm and cool. You be like, what's up? I don't know what's going on. Good to see you, Queen.
It's great to see you. And I want to agree. I need that color purple that you got on your lips, right?
Well, you know what? You can sure enough get it. Matter of fact, I will get you some. So then you don't have to go worried about where to find it and nothing like that. I'm gonna get you some, a nice little tube, send it to you, and you could be popping with purple too. But Queen, I want to get out your way. I just want you to introduce yourself to the people. Take a minute or so and let them know a little bit more about you, what you're doing, why you do what you do.
All right. So, as Wanda said, I am a vet, specifically Army vet, and a nurse. And I also, and I've been working in women's services for over 20 years. One part of my story that I like to share with you is this. I'm a survivor of living in a household with domestic violence as I was growing up, as well as survivor of childhood molestation. And through that process, I developed mental health issues and was diagnosed, and I say reborn, in 2012. And one of the things that happened that I noticed, I didn't really know myself. I just existed instead of truly living. So that being said, once I got diagnosed, because I ended up in a hospital because I didn't want to be on this planet anymore. I didn't think my life was worth living. I went ahead and I listened carefully to the advice they gave us and the explanations they gave us about our different conditions and that sort of thing. And I noticed, like I said, I didn't know me. And I didn't know my potential. I didn't know my worth. So what I'm working on now with my life coaching business is called Black Butterfly Queens, because I want the melanated woman to rediscover who she truly is and be that queen that she was always meant to be, except for interference from people abusing, using, her or whatever they're doing out there. You don't have to be ashamed of what they did to you. It's not your problem. It was theirs. And stop carrying it. I know it's a battle for me every day. We got to stop carrying it. And not only on a personal level are we getting beat up, Black women are getting beat up socially. You know, it's 2020 and people are still talking about, people's skin color and hair. All that superficial stuff is actually pretty ridiculous. I feel like we are all like flowers. To me, all flowers are beautiful, but you have different kinds, different colors, different characteristics, depending on where they are located, where they grow the best. So mental health advocacy through my life coaching business and through some of my other activities, like World Women Conference and Awards, which is for women empowerment, and my book projects like Wake Up Winning, No Matter What, Volume 2, Losing is Not an Option, because it's not. Until you are no longer here and no longer have any chance to make a difference in your life and someone else's life, there's always a chance to do better. There's always a chance to make a positive move and change your life. So don't give up. Also, another project I have coming is Step Into Your Power. And we are doing devotionals there. And actually, we have different generations of women inputting, their take on things to help other women like themselves, girls and women like themselves. So I'm here to make a difference and help someone transform their lives, and through that transformation, walk into their purpose.
Queen, fantastic. You got a lot going on over there, and I applaud you for everything that you share, and you're always so transparent, helping people win. And that's what it's definitely all about. So I'm just gonna slide you in the back there with Candie for a minute. Please stop her from eating the hot wings. I see barbecue sauce dripping down her face. So please tell her to cut it out. Good, help her out, Queen. I'll be right back. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring up one of our other queens, Miss Teasha Jenea Ross. I have had the pleasure of knowing for now a couple years. I had to look at the calendar and see what year we're in. We're in 2020. So and it's been quite, it's been quite amazing. It's been quite a journey. Her and I actually met when we were on the first book project of Wake Up Winning. This dynamic Queen is a mother of 6. She is very strong in her community. Has done. She's kind of like one of them people where you call and you say, "Can you do this?" She'd be like, "Okay." She's always helping out the community, the neighborhood, the environment. She also runs the Total Package coaching business, and she has so many other businesses. I would just say she is just an entrepreneur, just a serial entrepreneur fighting for the win. She's an author, co-author. She is an organizer. She's just dynamic, has a lot of stuff going on, including that project that Demetria just winter. She spearheads that project. She also works on the Wake Up Winning project. So without further ado, let me just bring the queen in the building. What's up, Queen?
Hey, Queen.
How are you today?
I'm doing really good. It's been a couple days in self-care, so I'm good. I'm good today.
Well, you looking good. I'm gonna get out of your way so you can take a minute to just introduce yourself a little bit more to the people. Okay. Let them know what you do, why you do what you do. Okay?
Will do.
All right.
As Wanda Dhollis said, I am Teasha Jenea, new minister. And I am the total package coach. I work on helping people find balance and clarity in their life. And so we want to start with one part at a time and help people get on their feet. Because when you're a mother, specifically a single mother, for the most part, you have a tendency of kind of losing focus. You know, you're the man one moment, you know, the daddy, you the mama, you the the right now with COVID, you're everything. You're the cafeteria lady, the laundry person, the mother, the you name it, you wear a lot of hats. And so I'm so used to wearing a lot of hats that it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. So it's kind of like one of those things that you just kind of adjust to. And so that's what I focus on. I help people find that adjustment point, that point where they're like, okay, I can make this happen. I can get this done. I can do this. It's kind of hard when you're in your own mind to do it for yourself. But when you have other people that you can kind of just talk to, you know, the Bible talks about, you know, hearing the word is the thing that we have to do. And so when you start to speak it and you start to write it and you start to visualize what it is that you're having to do in your life to find that balance, that's where the focus point is. And so we have to get out of our own way, allow people in to help, and that's what we're here for. That's what we do. I am married. I'm a mother of 6 children, 4 girls, 2 boys, ages 8 to 18 and growing. And so we are just amazed to have this book project that we're working on, especially with Wanda. That Wake Up Winning book was amazing. It gave me so much life, so much clarity. It actually jump started a lot of what I'm here for right now in the total package coaching and the step into your power movement. And so I'm just amazed to see how God puts everything together into fruition. So I'm just glad to be here, to be a part of the I Am Enough talk show once again. As she mentioned, we've known each other for 2 years. I have been on the I Am Enough talk show as Women in Business. And so why not work together and collaborate and build and grow each other? So through Wake Up Winning, through Step Into Your Power, through whatever venue, avenue you have going on, we're excited to be a part and to market and expand and grow you as a person and your business. So that's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Queen. You are so amazing. I just love you to pieces. Um, and we're gonna get started here. Let's see. Okay, well, she cleaned up her chicken bites. I'm up here pushing too many buttons. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So ladies, I just want to say thank you so much for let's hanging out, for us hanging out today. And I want to acknowledge some comments because they have been going like crazy in the chat box here. I can't get my streamers right. It's be a lot of stuff going on. I'm a one-man show over here. I got a lot of stuff to do. Be pushing buttons and finding this and finding that. But we today I wanted to just talk about this. Are you fighting for your dream? Because the I Am Enough talk show, and our subtitle is Your Dreams Matter.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always curious about the inner workings of individuals when they take on, projects, or when they take on business ideals, and then all of the things that come along. Sometimes it's easier to just chill out. It's easier. It's no pressure in chilling out when you say, hey, I'm just going to do it like this. And what has been because I know you all are like very different, but we're all the same, being that we're all women. We all have other responsibilities, and the pressures of a woman is not the same for a pressure of a man, only because society does not label men like they do women. In terms of, for instance, if a mom misses a basketball game, and it's like, oh, you missed the basketball game, but it's the worst thing that ever could have happened. And then, but if a dad misses it because he had to work, that seems to be more acceptable.
Mhm.
It seems to be more acceptable if he can take off and like go. And this isn't, trust me, our viewers, this is not male bashing, because I definitely would not do that. I give all homage to kings out here that's taking care of business. I'm just simply stating how society places the responsibility more so on the female than they do on the male for what they expect. Have any of you ever experienced that, where you had like the guilt of going after your dream, or the guilt of working your business? I want to start with Demetria.
I definitely have. One of my first thoughts that come to mind is when I went to nursing school. I already had a family and my children were young, but we were doing what we could, but we weren't making a lot of money. So in order to try to help my family, I knew that going back to school and educating myself, um, and get a professional career was going to be the way to go. However, even though it was for my family, it was looked as taking away time from my family, time and energy from my family. So it's like a double-edged sword. You're trying to work in, do the things to get you to a certain level to help, so something, we try to balance it, and everybody doesn't see that. They just see one side, and that's all they look at.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else want to chime in on that? Candie?
I can say for
Tiasha.
me,
Okay.
I can say for me, there was some guilt involved of not going full force head on with my business, or following my dreams. But I did realize and let myself off the hook that it wasn't the season for me to go full force, feet and head first to follow my dreams, because I was a single mom of three children. Two were still in diapers, and the season for me to raise them and be there for them was that particular season. So as they got older, and I always took my children along the journey. So I never went like both feet in, but I always did something. I was able to do something, maybe a workshop every other Saturday or once a month, or I was able to do something that I desired to do, and that was part of my personality and my passion. But as they got older and my schedule load was lightened, so to speak, and my responsibilities start to lessen, I was able to do more. And I just gradually added on the duties towards my business, the focus towards my business as my children got older.
Mm-hmm. Tiasha, how about you?
My life is a ball of fun. you know, I remember a time when it was me, three daughters, and I was pregnant with my son. And this was going through a process of, after a finalization of a divorce, after conceiving a child through rape, and I was carrying this child. And I took my mindset and dove like right into work. And so it was always, okay, the girls have Girl Scouts, let's take them to Girl Scouts. It was working three jobs. I worked as a bookkeeper for a child care facility where my children went to help offset some of the costs of childcare. I worked as a server, making $2.13 an hour plus tips, and I also worked as a part-time beautician where I did braids and I did weaves and things of that nature. So, my family liked to call me they said I should have been a Jamaican because I do it all. It's like, how are you going to bake cakes and do hair in the same kitchen? Like, you can't do that. But we make a way, and it's so funny because you know, they have that saying where it's mama's babies and daddy's babies. So we have to do whatever we got to do by any means necessary. And sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's sad, sometimes it's depressing, but you gotta constantly figure out, okay, look at the end. Think about what the end result is you're trying to get done. And you have to make it happen whether anybody makes it happen for you or not. Nobody else can do it but you. And so in pulling that mindset in with me, it has helped me along my journey to where I am now. And then, you know, of course, prayer. Prayer is something that just kind of is the glue that sticks everything together. He sends people your way that are so, I don't know, just, they just like really help to kind of pull everything together. And you know, he just has this way of doing things. And so I just thank God for all the people he placed in my life to help guide me on this journey. But sometimes you don't have to do it alone, you know. But we have a tendency as a single mother sometimes to focus on what other people think and how they feel versus what it is that we're really trying to get done. So I, you know, it's one of those things. It's just how you
Like a
find your
balance
balance.
in that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it is definitely a lot of balancing that has to go on. Um, how long, Candy, have you been in business?
Since 2016.
Okay, so about 4 years. What was the
Hmm.
easiest part when you decided to to start your business? What were the easy steps that you took? We're going to talk about the difficult ones, but I want to know what were some of the easiest steps that you took in getting started.
Well, first of all, I formerly was a business since 2016. I come from a volunteer background. I have been volunteering for 10 years. The exact same thing that I was doing as a volunteer, I started writing curriculums in order to go into halfway houses, safe haven homes, teaching children aging out of foster cares, life skills. So I went ahead and wrote a curriculum. So the first thing that I knew to do, because I have written at that time a book before, I need to copyright my material. So I took my curriculums, I had them copywritten, and I had them packaged, bind it, and so I knew the writing aspect. That was easy for me because I've been writing, I've been giving lectures, teaching, so that part was easy. Also, getting my LLC and all of the fundamentals of the business, that was easy too because I used to own a wig boutique in Houston, and so I knew all of the about going get your licensing and going to the comptroller's office and all of that. So that part was easy for me as well.
hmm So what would you say to somebody? Because I know a lot of times people start, I say like on the side, like a part-time type of business. How important, Candy, is it that they get their legality set up?
I say get a team, and what you don't know, always find who's teaching it. With me, I was new in this state, so I didn't know the business setup for Georgia. I knew for Texas and I knew for Louisiana, but I didn't know for Georgia. I went through a class at Bishop Bronner's church, BBI Business Bronner Business Institute. It was a $700 course for so many weeks, and they taught you from ground zero up. Now you have coaches, you have entrepreneur coaches, you have business coaches. Back then, I don't know if that was as popular, but I went ahead and took that course and just learned what I didn't know. I wrote down all of the things that maybe were hindering me, those things where I was found myself procrastinating, those things that I didn't know, or whenever I thought about starting my businesses and I say, well, I'm not going to start because I write down that because what is that one thing that's stopping me? And then I found the person who had that answer. And that way I could just move just a little bit further if it was just with that answer. So, what you don't know, find who's teaching it and put the answer and the question together and keep moving forward.
Great insight, great insight. I find that sometimes people have this fear of asking, people for help because they feel like, oh, I don't want anybody to know that I don't know. So then they won't ask and they'll end up spending a lot of money and um, using time that they don't have to by simply asking. And you sought out the resources and I know also you mentioned that you when you were in Texas and you had your other company, is that just in your nature to just find, to have no problem to have no problem asking? And then how would you
Exactly.
what advice could you give somebody to get over that barrier of not asking for help?
There is a power in asking, even if you're just having conversations with wanting to start. Somebody somewhere, even with my hair boutique, I was just having the conversations of what I wanted to do. And there was one lady there that ended up coming to me. She told me where to get my stuff wholesale, how to purchase it, where to buy it, whatever. She told me from start to finish, even if you just start the conversation with mama, sister, uncle, little niece, nephew, cousin, neighbor, start the conversation. Somebody go know somebody and say, well, you need to call my friend, or you need to talk to this person, or go on YouTube, YouTube University, as they call it, and just type in the question, type it in Google. Just give yourself permission to start. There's a power in asking. A lot of our cultures don't. Our culture in specific, our Black culture, don't really teach the power of mentorship. But a lot of cultures have this down pat. You don't have to reinvent the wheel because somebody already out there have already created the pathway. You just have to find the person who created the pathway and learn from them. Add to, take away, tweak it that best suits your personality and your vision. But just there is a power in asking.
It certainly is. And Tiasha said, closed mouth don't get fed. Vivian said, true, true. Grady said, hello, Queens. What's up, Grady
Hi,
Taylor? Woo,
Grady.
woo, woo, woo.
Hey, Grady.
So, that's some good stuff, Queen, because I know a lot of times, people want to do certain things and then they just have a very hard time putting all the pieces together. Like you might get a vision, but then don't really know how to take that, put that vision in focus. You mentioned some good points in terms of getting a mentor, people that and just opening up your mouth and talking, having conversations, not wasting time talking about other stuff, but talking about, hey, I got this plan in mind. And when you just simply open your mouth and start talking, you'll be surprised with somebody will overhear it and add a comment or two. So I know that's it's just great. That's a great some great tips to share. I hope everybody's watching, taking notes, because these things that the ladies are sharing tonight, they may not be for you, but they could possibly be for somebody else that so you can easily pass on this information to them. Demetria,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
I met you, you were with Aim High Solutions, and it was a company with your children. You all have since kind of like are in restructuring that
Right.
um opportunity there, and now you're doing your Black Butterfly Queens coaching. What brought on that shift, and why are you seem so laser focused now? Well, what brought that shift on?
Well, while we were developing the first ideas about AIM High Solutions, and with that, our concentration was on helping families become more functional, and we realized that it was still a little too broad. So whatever you do, make sure that whatever your idea is, that you kind of tighten it up, because as someone I know, Wanda D told me, you can't help everybody. And but one of the things that makes me feel better is that I might not be able to help everybody, but who I help might be able to help someone that I didn't reach.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one reason we decided to restructure, and one reason I decided to do BBQ life coaching was because I noticed even with Aim High Solutions, I was not just working on what I wanted to do, but it was tied into somebody else's dream. See, we keep forgetting to invest in our own dreams.
Mhm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
knew that BBQ life coaching spoke to my spirit because I would have loved, like Candie said, a mentor. I would have loved someone who maybe could kind of understand where I was coming from and be able to give me just a little bit of advice, some guidance. I'm not trying to suck the life out of anybody, but us passing on information doesn't take from you. And that's one thing I think that we worry about too much. If
Mhm.
I give this person this little jewel of wisdom, then I'll be left out in the cold, and that's not true. There's enough for all of us.
Yes, absolutely correct. I don't know why we suffer from that crabs in the barrel mentality. I think this goes back to slavery and a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's another talk for another day. but the cool part about it is once you do find your way and you're able to take action, there is definitely a shift that occurs. And you mentioned a couple things, and that is, and I think Candie did too, like the investing in yourself, investing in your company and stuff like that. And then too, to reinvest. So just Teasha, answer the question of how important is it to keep investing in your company. A lot of times people, when I'm saying investment, I mean like the constant, things that you have to do to keep it going, whether it's education or coaching that you have to constantly get, or advice, or financially putting back into that. How important is that to you?
It is very important. The reason being is because this world is forever evolving. There's always something changing, and you have to be able to change with the change. And if you are not reinvesting in yourself to keep learning something new, to keep evolving with the times, then you're going to be left behind. It's very, very important that even financially, things are increasing, things are raising prices for different things. And so if you're still stuck on, oh, just give me $5 for that and just give me $10 for that, then guess what? When you go to feed your children and it costs $20, you don't have it. And so it's so funny you asked me that question, because for a long time it was just like, oh, just give me something, just donate, and people are not going to give you what you're worth. That's just that. And it's not that they don't know your worth. It's not that they don't value, quote unquote, your worth, but they may still be on limiting beliefs. And so we have to change our mindset. If you're thinking, that you can just make it on the air you breathe out your mouth, that's not going to happen. And so we have to always figure out, like, again, the end in mind. What is your end that you're trying to reach? What's your goal? And when you have a goal, in order to attain that goal, you have to figure out the steps it takes to get there. And sometimes reinvesting in yourself, learning new things, or for instance, with the financial part of it, if it costs you $1,000 to do something, how long does it take for you to get that $1,000? Which steps are you taking to get that $1,000? Are you saying, okay, $1,000 divided by $5, that's how many people you need? Or are you going to do $1,000 divided by $100 and go mark your stuff to fit your goals and your dreams? You have to learn how to break it down, starting from the end. So yeah, it's very, very important. And that's not just financially, that's even mentally. If you have a goal to do something in 365 days a year, You have to take that year and divide it into 12 months. What are you doing each month? Oh, wow, that's still a lot to do. Break it down even further. What do you need to do in a week's time? Okay, so that's what, 52, 53, whatever weeks. And then you go from there and you break it down to days, and, until you make it attainable, them small attainable goals, so you can reach the bigger goal. That's what you have to focus on.
Absolutely. We just got some comments here. I just want to post them up right quick. Vivian says, yes, especially now things are constantly changing, and I know that I have to be prepared in case of change. Absolutely. Especially, like during this time, we're in this seed season, where a lot of people are realizing that they have to be more active online. I've drove around the other day and saw some businesses that had closed, and I was like, wow, my heart kind of went out to them, because it was like the strip mall was full of businesses thriving, and now you go through certain areas, and it's like a ghost town. It's frightening, because we knew life before. It's kind of like if you had a child now, the child wouldn't know life prior to COVID. But now that we know life before COVID, we know about how it used to be to go out in the streets and, say hi to people, or just go and do certain things, interact in the business within business, and it's so different. So people are forced to learn new things. If not, then they'll be out of business. And talking about learning, when it comes to fighting for your dreams, or following your dreams, and I know I've been guilty of just not wanting to do certain stuff, not wanting to make that shift, not wanting to turn that corner on certain things, because you get comfortable. So how important is it to become uncomfortable with getting things done? Candie, you want to take that question?
Well, I'm thinking about I pretty much go to a lot of workshops to reinvest in my business, and I've also go I hire people. I just want to mention that hire people to do what you can't do. If you know that you need to put your items on Etsy, stop wasting 2 and 3 and 4 months trying to say you're building your website. If you don't know how to do it, hire somebody who knows how to do it and do what you know best.
Right.
So, getting back to what you're saying, the uncomfortable thing, I find those things that I'm uncomfortable with is the things that I don't know. I procrastinate and I go back and I identify, why am I procrastinating? Did I take on too much responsibilities? Do I just don't know this, or am I uncomfortable with addressing maybe this area of my business? Whatever it is, once again, I find the answer. I find a person who has the answer, and I apply the two, because there's a reason when I'm uncomfortable, I want to know why. That's how I maneuver through life. I break down things with questions. I analyze the why, and I just find the answer.
I love that, Queen. Self-awareness is so key and powerful, to always be saying, what is going on? I used to be doing that all the time. What's going on with me? And when you ask the question, you will get the answer. And
Mhm.
then sometimes I don't ask, because I don't want to know the answer. Like, I'm not gonna even ask. I
That
don't want to
part.
know. I don't want to know. Because
That
I
part.
think right, we all can say that. So, and the cool thing about now, all of you have taken on, I know we have authors, we're all authors and stuff. And I know through my author mentor, Miss Taria Avant, it was about going to get yourself, because this is I guess this is the question that I'm preferencing. When you decide that you want to be in a certain area, and you write a book, or you want to become the best at it, and this is why I encourage people to write books. So then not only are you writing the book about whatever that gift is, or whatever those tools or services that you want to leave people with, but also for that legacy, because the book will stand after you stand. So how important is it, or what advice would you give to somebody that is apprehensive about writing their book? And I'm saying, and I'm speaking in terms of on a legacy standpoint, as opposed to I like business books. I don't really care for love romance novels and your life story in that context, but more so, how can this book help serve somebody else, and then what will it do after you're long and gone? So, Demetria, you want to take that question first? I want everybody to answer that question. So,
Yes, it's definitely very important. But I have this thing about the ancestors before the people before me, and wanting to know their story. So I research, with genealogy. I ask questions. I'm the one in the family who wants to know everything, because I want to know what their stories, what did they go through, how did they get through it, and those stories get lost. That treasure of information gets lost, and it is scary. This is my first time at being an author, although I've written a lot of stuff that's sitting around my house. One of the first steps is just do it and stop critiquing yourself. Like, don't stop every sentence and think, oh, that doesn't sound good, that doesn't sound right. Well, it's yours though. You can pretty much put what you want, and some people will relate and some won't. But I feel like that the legacy that you leave for your descendants, that's going to help them know who they are, and that's going to help them, like, say for instance, me talking about mental health doesn't just help people that are not in my family. My descendants, I'm hoping that if they have that issue, then they can say, well, look at Nana, look at great grandmother, she went through this and she went through that, and she still thrived despite what she went through. So
Absolutely.
that's important.
Absolutely. Teasha, you want to take that question?
Yeah, I sure will. I believe that, as far as legacy building goes, and authorship and how it works so well together for me, is that when we put our pen to paper, we're releasing things out of our lives, out of our, like you said, our history. And I'm a firm believer that history is God's story, is his story. And when you break that down to his story, he's already written the vision. He's already provided the provision. He's already given us our way out. Even with the Bible, it's our directions. So that's writings from our ancestors, our people that came before us, that's guiding us to revelation, And so I believe that when you put pen to paper and you start writing down different things that's been going on, like COVID and Black Lives Matter, and all the different things that we're going through, even the market crash with real estate, and all of those things will help guide and set people up in the future to understand what they need to do to get through and to catapult to their next level. Everything is a learning curve. And so when we hold in that knowledge, we die with that knowledge. And when we die with it, now there's nobody else that we passed it on to that can take that knowledge and expound upon it and make it better or make it greater. As a mother, we always want our children to go from second grade to third grade, go from third grade to fourth grade, and so on and so forth. Well, why is it okay for us to sit here and be complacent and not get it done? It's not fair. So we cannot continue to make our children do things that we're not doing. We have to lead by example, not do as I say, not as I do. We don't do that. We don't need to do that. And so
Wow.
I've been revamping myself in that mindset. As God gives me a new revelation or vision, I have to kind of put that into my aspect of how I think and how I do things, because it's actually been helping me. And then I put it into my courses when I help other people to do the same thing. And so I thank God for this conversation right here, because all of you guys have said some things that I didn't think of, and it's been helping me as well. So, but yeah, it's very important. Have a book, put it out there, let people know. Even if you don't think that it's worth it, you don't know who you're helping. Our test is a
Absolutely.
testimony for somebody else. And so,
Absolutely.
we need real. We need
Yeah.
real. And as Wanda told us, we need the raw. Okay. We need it all.
Yeah. Candie, what do you want to add to that?
That is beautiful. Y'all are fired up, ready to go. I really feel that if you have a story that's burning inside of you, it needs to be told, because everybody out here don't need to learn from from every mistake that they make, but maybe they can learn from others' mistakes. I put my story in my first book, My Precious Wedding Gift, because I wanted to give the raw to my daughters. I wanted to expose my accomplishments as well as my failures. I come from a predominantly single parent family. I have a lot of aunties that were single parents. I have a lot of cousins that were single parents, and I myself was a single parent. But I was a 18-year-old virgin. I left home as a virgin. I came back 1 year later pregnant, and all I was ever told was get on birth control pill or keep your virginity, but I was never told where to land the virginity. So I really feel that if somebody would have told me to land that at my marriage day, well, if I was supposed to land it at my wedding day, why no one taught me how to choose a partner? So I wrote my book because I will
Mm,
not only want to teach my children, okay, abstain from sex until the day you get married, which is the end date. And then, okay, if you're going to choose someone, learn how to choose that person, learn how to ask the right questions. Who better suit you and your future that you have? Learn the person, the character. But in order to choose well, you have to thine own self be true. So I teach them the tools to grab, 1 Corinthians 10 through 13. Also, I love Gary Chapman's book, Love Languages, and they also have one for teenagers. I love TD Jakes' books, He Motions, and Steve Harvey book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Also, there's this movie called Belle, and within this movie, it's about a Spanish African girl who was raised in the family of kingship. Uh, but she was an heir to a lot of money. And with that being said, in that movie, it is about slaves and insurance and whatever, but I want people to listen to, especially our Black people, to listen to see how other cultures view marriage. Marriage is a business, the business of marriage. And if we're not only just marrying for the butterflies and the heartfelt, but we're choosing a partner to create a legacy, to build an empire that's going to
that's
stand
right.
here on the earth. And that's going to mitigate, that's going to make single parentship null and void if you knew how to choose a partner well that best suit you in your future. So that's why I wrote my book. And that was so invigorating. I wrote the second book. And I'm so happy to join you ladies to encourage others to wake up winning as well.
Yeah. That's some powerful stuff, Queen, because they do tell you to wait and then not telling you how or
Or
who
win
to
or
pick or
what.
when. So yeah. But and it's so unfortunate because it's really in our culture, it's not like that in other cultures. One of my favorite movies, and this might don't judge me for this, but it's The Godfather.
Okay, okay, you got to break this
And
down. Break it down.
I, right,
Okay.
and when Michael had to leave the country and went to the old country, and how the elders would walk around with him and the woman that he wanted to marry, and they would like stand like this is how they courted, they head to court, and so they would walk down the streets and well the road because it's like Italy and it's real dusty and stuff, and but here all of the elders walking behind, the elder women walking
Mhm.
behind him and her, and they're just walking and talking, and they're like behind, they can't probably hear them, but they can see them, they're
Mhm.
watching them.
Hmm.
And so the same thing when they would have dinner, they couldn't sit together, she was at one end and he was at the other, and it was just like it's like a beautiful thing. And I think especially now in today's society, and I know I'm probably switching gears, but talking about this whole courting in children now, it's got to be so much, it's going to be so difficult, I think, even more so because you got technology, and I watch couples how they are on the phones all the time, and no, it's like you have to aim for what you want, and make sure that your person that you're with is just really, you all have rules from the beginning, like when we go out to dinner, like no texting, when you come in, leave your phone, everybody drop their phone in the basket. I know at my girlfriend's house that's how they do when they walk through the house, it's shoes off and everybody drop their phone in the basket. No phones at the dinner table, no phones in the family room. So setting up these boundaries really helps a lot.
That's
So Queens,
good.
I just want to so far, thank you so much for all of the insight that you're giving. Comments are going crazy here. So thank you guys for participating. Right now, if we could please just hit that like button. If you're on watching us from YouTube, can you go ahead on and subscribe to the page so you would get the notification when we're on? So, in the fact that we know how important it is now to write a book, put it put our put our thoughts down on paper, and we get into this whole marketing the book, getting it out there, what's next after the book. What would you say to somebody? A lot of people that I talk to, they will I've heard this term before, and you probably have also. Like if I haven't did it by now, I won't do it. If I, I'm just stuck in this situation, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I want to start with you, Candie. What would you say to somebody that has really made up their mind that because they didn't do something early on in life, that it's too late to do it now?
I just watched this movie last night on a Disney Channel called Cloud. It was a young man who was diagnosed with a terminally ill cancer, and he knew within 6 months that he was going to be dead. So he ended up pursuing, with hesitation at first, but he ended up pursuing his dream of being a musician. And he learned, he was told one great piece of advice that everybody here is going to die at some point. But the benefit that he had, he knew the time when he was going to die, which was within 6 months. I think we take for granted the time that we have. We take for granted and we don't give ourselves permission to pursue anything because of time. Either time constraints, too much time has passed, or I got so much more time to ahead of me. I'll do it later. But I would say if you're older and you're breathing and it's something that you desire, and that desire, which is a Hebrew word for of the Father, desire, is of the Father. If that desire is burning in your heart, God has placed that there for you to give it back to Him and watch Him help you make that into a tangible reality. So He can get the glory out of your life. I really feel that if it is burning inside of you, it's for somebody here in the earth realm. Either they here or yet to come, but it's for somebody and it is needed. But just like Mordecai told Esther, If it does not come through you, woe to you and your family, because God will raise up another. Because the revelation of God is moving to and fro, is fire by night and a cloud by day. It's not going to stop with you. That's why you can sit up late at night and watch infomercials and say, I came up with that idea. I
Mm-hmm.
invented that. But
Yeah.
you didn't do anything with it. And
Yes.
God needed it here in the earth realm to serve a purpose. So it's going to come to you. It comes to you to come through you. But if you don't allow it to come through you, it's going to move to another. And one last thing, this popular saying about the grave is the richest place in the world. It's cute, but it's not biblical. It's cute, but it's not biblical because the Bible says there's no good thing that the grave holds. So your
Mhm.
inventions, your ideas, your books, your tools, your techniques will come to you. But if you don't allow it to come through you, it's going to move on to the one that raises up and say, I, Lord, send me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Thanks for that
Anybody?
clarity.
Yes. And you know what? It's I had mentioned that today in terms of I had people write down what their favorite movie was, to just show reference of that movie was somebody's dream. You know,
Mhm.
everything that we lay eyes on is somebody else's dream that has manifested, and now we're on the receiving end of that. So now it's time for us to put out our content, our products, our services, our, you know, whatever we have to offer, put this out to the masses, because then those people will be a part of our dreams coming true. And that's what we have to shift, this not always wanting to be like the spectator, going to do all of the hand clapping at the parties or watching a football game. I mean, we have to really put in this activity of birthing these dreams. So, Demetria, is it anything you want to add to this conversation as far as if somebody says, I'm too old, I can't do it, you know, too much time has passed and I just don't really feel like it's necessary anymore? What would you say to them?
Well, I would say to them that any time of your life that you can make a positive move is a good thing. I feel like I'm one of those people who fit the scenario where this part of my life is actually the better part of my life. And a lot of things that I started doing has been a little more towards my latter years. So even going to nursing school, I was almost 30. And while I was going to nursing school, I found out that Florence Nightingale was around 31 when she really got into nursing the way she did. And I'm also noticing a lot more elders are going back to get their high school education. They're going back to get their degrees. They are in their 80s, 90s, 70s. It's never too late to go ahead and go for that dream. And it feels just as good or even better than if you had started younger.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yay.
That's
Yay.
good.
I
Hmm.
love it. Tiasha, you want to add anything to that, or did they say it all?
Well, I mean, Demetria made a good point because my dad, he was in the military. He was in the Vietnam, got a Purple Heart, almost died. You know, I almost didn't make it, but he came back and I am here. And so, but long story short, my dad worked for years. He worked for Charbroil. And when Charbroil moved overseas, he was like, well, what I'm supposed to do now? Well, at that point, he decided to go back to school. My dad graduated 60 something years old with a 4.0 GPA. Like, so
I
there's
like that.
never a time frame to complete a test, just complete it. If it's something like Candie said that really touched my heart, is if there's a burning desire, do it. We have a tendency of sitting back and second guessing ourselves, and we say, oh, the enemy, oh, the distractions, oh, the kids, oh, the spouse, I can't do this because of that.
Hmm.
I'm only telling you this from experience because that was me. And so now I'm 36 years old. I had to think about it. I just had a birthday. So 36 years old. 2 marriages, one failed, uh, I have 5 biological children, lost 2, and then I have a bonus baby. So that's what, 5, 6, and 8 kids. I had to count. Okay, so 8 kids later, we're sitting in this spot wondering if, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. Don't ever have that woulda, coulda, shoulda in your mind about, okay, if I had stuck with this then. I started my entrepreneurship journey in 2003. I gave up, I started again. I gave up, I started again. My cousin told me something that really did something to me, because she said if anybody in this family can do something with entrepreneurship and make it, it's gonna be her. So that really did something to me. But if you look back at history, even with KFC, he was 40 something years old. But I guarantee you, because of legacy and because he took a leap of faith and did what it was he desired to do and went after his goals and dreams, his great 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 grandchildren gonna know his name, because they're not closing no time soon. This is about legacy building and our future. So guys, if you got something going on, you don't know what to do, listen to these ladies, get a mentor. I got a good one. She's right over there. Wait, yeah, that way. And so she's been pouring into me, and I just thank God for her. You got to know that even if you are a coach, that you need a coach. Don't feel too prideful to, like they said earlier, ask questions. There's things inside of us that has to be birthed out. It's birthing season, it's harvesting season. It's time to reap what we sow. And so it doesn't matter, again, how old you are. And one more thing, we have this thing in our mindset where we think we can't learn from children. That's a lie. That is a absolute lie. I learn so much from mine every day, because they're up on certain things that we're not up on. Now, this is why that step into your power is so important to me with the women and the teen girls, is because we're bridging gaps. And so we have to get out there and close those gaps, guys, and they can't do it without you. So if you got something, like she said, in your mind, in your heart, in your soul to do it. Don't let it pass by your family. Don't let it go to somebody else. This is what he's given to you. He placed it in your hand. He's gonna ask you when you leave here what you do with it. So
Absolutely.
Can I add one thing, Wanda?
Go right ahead.
This came to my mind, and I've thought about this over the years, because my experience with my ex-husband. If there is someone in your life that's always talking down about a dream or a goal you have, they always have something negative to say, don't listen to that. That is because of something inside of them that has fear about progressing. Don't intake that energy. Um, Find like-minded people. Find good support systems. Good support systems, yes, they tell you the truth and they give you facts, but they don't just have an opinion just to have an opinion. Somebody who has an opinion and they're pointing you towards the negative and they're saying, don't, you can't do it, don't believe it.
mm-hmm.
Don't believe it.
That's wonderful
good.
advice. It is really good. And I just want to mention some comments here. I was posting them as you all were talking about it, but I want to mention this one that I think this was when, can't remember who was talking. Miss Frida, shout out to you. Happy Sunday, Miss Frida. Frida said that I used to think that going back to school and starting a ministry was out of reach for me because I was making the mistake of thinking that I was too old. I think that's a lot of ongoing problems. And you all said it best, with Candie talking about seasons. When we take on responsibilities and like of parenting has its demands on it, and sometimes you can't do things in that season of parenting, so you have to wait until later. And then I think it's important, as you stated, um Demetria, as far as getting, getting around the right people, the people that support you and the people that help you stay focused on your dream. Because if you around somebody else that you're trying to, it's kind of like dieting, and they're saying, "Come on, meet me at Krispy Kreme's." You like, what the what? I can't go to Krispy Kreme's. I can't go in there. I don't want to go in there. But they're like, "Oh, come on, you can do it." So you have to get around people that encourage you and that keep you encouraged, keep you inspired, keep you wanting to do that. And more so than ever, you are touched on a lot of stuff. And the one thing is getting that mentor, that individual or your team, building your own tribe up to where y'all can be accountable, one to the other, because staying focused with all of these distractions are very difficult. But, and this is it, you have to know why you're even doing the business in the first place, because that why is the thing that has to stay front and center every day. Because when you're in this thing called entrepreneurship or business or consulting or writing books or whatever the case may be, every day it's a day to decide on, am I going to keep going or not? So you have to have that why and that controlled excitement as if it's the first time. You know how you first get the idea and it's like, "Ooh, I'm so excited,
Yep.
so excited." You have to keep that out. You have to keep that excitement. And people like, what, did she just get started? No, she's been doing this for 10 years, or she's been trying to do this for 10 years. And you just have to keep that excitement going. So, we're coming to the end here, but I do want to ask all of you, what's next? What's going on next? I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Candie, I'm gonna start with you at the top there. What is going on new and next with Life Changing?
Okay, well, I just wanted to add also to the people who are thinking about going back to school. I went back to school 22 years after I got my first degree. So if it's on your heart and you want to do it, go and do it. This is the best time to do it now, since everything pretty much moved into the computer. But I was one of those back to schoolers as well. But I wanted to say, Changing Seasons Life Coaching. You're making me forget the own name of my own company. Hey.
I'm sorry. I'll screw up the name in a minute.
Well, right now, Changing Seasons Life Coaching is focusing on the weightless journey, and we're talking about dealing with the emotions that's heavy on the heart and the mind, the soul, the spirit. Those things like regret and unforgiveness. Those helping you let go of the past, regardless of the pull, and all of these emotions and heaviness that's on your heart, but it ends up on your scale. A lot of times is we're fighting the weight with dieting and exercise, but we really need to address the unforgiveness. We really need to redress the regret of the decisions that we made in our past. And we talk about how the body itself holds the trauma. The cells of the body holds the trauma of that weight. And if we can address the seat of the issue, which is in the emotions, maybe we don't have to do so many push-ups, so many sit-ups. Maybe we could just, because the Bible said the seat of the emotions is in the stomach. And if we can just put it all out there, address it, learn to deal with it, release it, and let it go from all time, space, and dimension, we can be lighter, not just on a scale, but in our hearts and minds. So we're doing that on the Sage page, the season and the singles. It's called the Weightless Journey, and we invite all to come and take the Weightless Journey with us.
Candie, when did you start that? Because I had been following you. I saw you hanging out at the park there.
Yeah, I had to beat a spider with my duct tape. Um,
I remember that.
we started that about 26 days ago. But no, I'm sorry. Today is the 31st day, the 31st day. So we started at 31 days ago, and we're going for a total of 90 days.
Wow.
So there's still
So what
time. There's still
So
time.
it's been how many days now?
It's 31 days.
It's been 31 days. So what are
Hmm.
some of the breakthroughs that the ladies have experienced?
Oh,
Or
so much. And a lot of
or have
people,
you experienced? What is
oh,
like
I have
the biggest
experienced it
breakthrough
too.
for you?
For me, it's just consistency, pushing past the pain, learning learning to be triumphant in being consistent. Sometimes you don't know that you have the strength to be consistent unless you have a team to rally around you and say, go, go, go. And with me, it was my cousin contacting me and telling me that she was watching the videos and she was telling me her big breakthrough. And then when the older ladies start contacting me, I call her seasoned ED, that contacted me and telling me how they were learning to release issues and traumas that they had pushed back to the backgrounds of their minds. And now it's in the forefront. And some people are inquiring about therapy. We listed the different types of mental health professions that you could contact because coaching is not counseling, but we want to make sure that if you want to go back and you need help, some hand holding to go down those halls, to contact your mental health professions. But we want you to don't just keep feeding the feeling. Stop feeding the feeling because you end up causing other diseases. But the biggest breakthroughs for me is just to keep doing it. When I didn't think nobody was listening to me or nobody cared about this waitlist journey, and then slowly the messages start coming in and the calls start coming in, I was like, wow, that person was listening. And I felt honored, for my seasoned ED to be calling me and saying, hey, this helped me with this. And that was a blessing and it helped me. That was my breakthrough, to keep talking, keep pushing when you think nobody's listening.
Yeah. And I think that's so key. We're doing 100 days of motivation to manifestation. And you said something. There is definitely there's a blessing in being consistent and to push past it, because whenever you don't want to, but once you set that goal and say, I'm going to do this for X amount of days, then you have to, you just, it's so necessary for you to fulfill that promise. You don't even have to know what that looks like, but just to show up. So showing up is very important. So thank you for that. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for
Thank
all
you.
that you do. And you all, please make sure you reach out to Candie. Her website is scrolling below. Get in contact with her. The Sage page is over on Facebook. You can find it. It's a beautiful, beautiful page, and I love what you're doing. So you and Teasha are kind of like doing something similar, bridging the generations together and having everybody
Um,
learn from one another.
yeah.
Because that's what it's all about. We take this wisdom that we have, and then we share it, and then we also learn from other people that's not as seasoned, because we all
Mhm.
can learn together. So Demetria, what's up with you in this beautiful business that you have going on here to serve us? Tell us what's next in your business.
For Black Butterfly Queens, one of the newest things is we have a song that we'll be bringing out to share with you soon.
I can't
Um,
wait to play it. You gonna let me play it on the station, on the
Oh,
show?
of course. Oh, of course. Of
Okay.
course. Of course. Shout out to Bree Broski, aka Brittany O'Neill, who helped me collaborate and turn one of my poems into this song. And, I'm very proud of that. Um, also, I've had my website is ready to take off right now. I really want y'all to visit it because even the sight of it brings hope, I feel, to Black women. Just to see what's there, the beauty of it and everything. And I'm doing 30-minute free consultations so that we can start your journey on discovering who you are and where you really want to be. Um, and then, if you want to work with me further, I have some packages and ideas for you. Um, and I'm very proud of that. I already have a page on Facebook, which is open to everybody, Black Butterfly Queens Life Coaching. And that's more clinical. It gives you things about studies and especially as is affecting the Black community. And I have a private Facebook group called Black Butterfly Queens. I consider it a support group because I encourage Black women to deal with their emotional and mental well-being within that safe space. And plus, we have encouraging articles about other Black women and their achievements and images, where somebody's not putting you down for your blonde hair, your straight hair, your kinky hair, your bald head. Who cares? If you want to rock that, then Black Butterfly Queens is a good place to be for Black women, because it's kind of hard out here when you get people kind of suck the life out of you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so that page is active on Facebook,
Yeah.
right? And they can join that page, Black Butterfly Queens page on Facebook. Check out your website, www. Did I say 3 W's or 4? 3?
No, you
PPQ Life Coaching. So thank you for that. And also, let me see. Hold on, y'all know I'm a one woman's band. Oh goodness. Okay. So, Miss Teasha.
Yes, ma'am.
What is going on?
We in completion mode. We working on completing projects over here. So I'm excited about that. The Wake Up Winning book and the Step Into Your Power book and movement. This is about to be a phenomenal season going into the new year. I'm just excited about the connections and, launching everything and seeing what God is about to manifest through these projects. And so, as of right now, Step Into Your Power book is going to be not just a book and a workbook for women and for young girls, but next year we're looking to transition and do a males edition. So we're excited about that. We have some coaching programs that are manifesting out of this group. We have a lot of collaboration going on as it comes to the courses, so that we all can help one another build and grow. And there are people that I know in this group that focus on, such as Demetria, mental health. I don't work on mental health. I don't try to work on mental health, but I know people that are connected to me looking for somebody like her. And so in this movement, we are not just bridging the gaps on helping women step into their power and move forward in their dreams and their goals, but we're also looking to help people that are interested in learning, this is my struggle. How can I get out of this struggle so that I can? Almost kind of like, what Candie was talking about when it came to, okay, this is my question. I need to find the answer. Well, we're trying to provide that answer to, or let me change that, not trying, but we will be providing answers to those people, because if I don't know it, somebody else will. And so my focus is like a puzzle piece. When you have a puzzle piece, we're just that little piece of the puzzle. It doesn't mean much. It's a little splash of color. That's all it is. But then when you start piecing them puzzles together, they become this masterpiece. And you're like, wow, that one little piece merged with all those other little pieces has formed something greater. And so that's what we're looking to do with the Step Into Your Power movement. So we're still looking for some devotional writers. for the project. We have 2 women we're looking for the book, and then we have 4 openings for young girls between the ages of 12 and 18. And so once we fill those, we'll be ready to go.
Awesome. That's
Mhm.
great. I mean, and this is what it's all about. Are your dreams worth fighting for?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
they are.
Yes.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are. And that was the question for today. So you all have heard from the phenomenal queens at hand, and they say absolutely yes, your dreams are worth fighting for. So I want to encourage us all to get in contact and just stay connected. Stay connected to positive information like the I Am Enough talk show brings you. We're doing, as I mentioned before, tomorrow will be our day 65 in 100 days of motivation to manifestation. And we did something quite interesting on, what was it, Demetria, on Saturday? No, Sunday. No, what's today? Sunday. So Friday. So Friday we did affirmations, and a few people sent in their affirmation that they did. So I'm transforming them into their own personal affirmations of videos and sound and their own voice, because on this
Aw.
journey called life, and Demetria got hers back. What'd you think, Queen?
It's interesting to see somebody else's words and to hear somebody else's voice. But when you hear your own voice encouraging you, that's like there's real power in that.
Right.
There is power in that. Your
There's
destiny listens to your voice.
absolutely. And that
Hmm.
and that's why I wanted to, like this 100-day journey is teaching, and I'm learning at the same time, because I'm just letting spirit guide me and take me wherever I need to go into it, and we had did a affirmation boot camp last year. And so that just dropped into my spirit a couple days ago, and I said, well, let's see who's going to take advantage, because it comes down to people. You have a lot of people around you watching, halfway doing stuff, cheering you on, but for the person that's really about wanting the change in their life, they have to do the work. So to see people actually send in the information, because I said, hey, send it to me, I'm gonna place my time into you, as a service, being a servant leader. I'm gonna place my time. So it brought me joy to hear it. Now what's going to happen is 6 months from now, you're going to go back and do that same recording, and I guarantee you it won't sound the same.
Ooh.
Guarantee you it won't sound the same,
Mm.
because your energy lifts and shifts as your belief system grows.
Mm.
When you're doing affirmations, it's something about, I'm saying this. It's like hearing it. You're hearing it, but you're not really taking it in. But once you start speaking it out, and this is what helps us fight for our dreams.
Mhm.
These are the things that we have to stay grounded in, that helps us continue to push past all of the nonsense, and most of it goes on right in here inside of our own head.
Mhm.
So when your internal voice starts to say something positive, and you're very deliberate about it, it brings about a change. So yeah, so you all please join us tomorrow. It goes down at 6 a.m.
Mhm.
Yes, I know. 6 a.m. That's what time it goes down. Why 6? Because that's what time it goes down. It goes down at 6 o'clock. You can't catch the replay though. It's shown on YouTube and also Facebook, so you can't catch the replay, but it goes down live. Live is when you win stuff, right? You can't win opportunities for me to work for you for free if you don't be on live. It
Mhm.
only happens on live. So join us for that. And also on tomorrow, I will be the Wanda D Hollis show will be on DJ Grady Taylor, which is on right now. But we'll be on tomorrow on the show at 9 o'clock. So we'll have some more conscious conversations going on tomorrow. And then I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you at night. So, ladies,
All right.
I wanna thank you all for coming and sharing this time, lending this time, raising the vibration, being very purposeful tonight. You all mean the world to me, and I just love seeing everything that you do because I know how dedicated and committed you are to doing this. So I just want to say thank you.
Thank you for
Oh,
having us.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
Queen.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
Nice
having
seeing
us.
you, ladies.
Absolutely,
Yes, this was
absolutely.
beautiful.
So ladies, lastly, just let people know one last time how to get in contact with you. And I will let me get ready. Let me hold on. You know, I got this one woman show here. Okay, starting with you, Demetria, let them know how to get in contact with you.
You can contact me on my website, www.bbqlifecoach.com. And it has my number 404-919-3144. Looking forward to connecting with you.
Awesome. Teasha.
You can reach me on all social media platforms at I am Teasha Jenea. And to find out more about the book project, step into your powerbook.com. But just scrolling across the bottom there, you can reach me there.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, you can reach me at candiezenon.com. That's my website, candiezenon.com, or you can message me on Facebook, also on Instagram under Candie Zenon.
Wait a minute, Kenny. Say that again. I didn't hit my button in time. Say it again.
Okay. Well, you can reach me at candiezenon.com. That's my website, candiezenon.com, or message me on Facebook, or you can DM me on Instagram at Candie Zenon.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Those
Candy. So you heard it. You heard where you could reach all the queens at. Please get in contact with them, and let them know what you learned from them on the show and just send them some love. Send them some love cuz we all need love. We all need love. If you're interested in being a part of the I Am Enough show or the Winning Evening News, you can send us an email at winningeveningnews@gmail.com. Please send us an email there. That show is on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, where we report the wins. Also, follow us on Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs on Instagram and Facebook. It's Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs. So if you are a entrepreneur, aspiring entrepreneur, or you just like to support other entrepreneurs, please come check us out on that page. And lastly, if you're interested in being a guest on the show, we would certainly love to have you. You can just send us an email to the I Am Enough Talk Show at gmail.com. That's I Am Enough Talk Show at gmail.com. And we look forward to connecting with you. I am Wanda D. Dhollis, the Motivational Queen, and it has been a pleasure to bring you why you should be fighting for your dreams. And I hope that you found value in our conversation tonight. And I look forward to seeing you next Sunday on the I Am Enough Talk Show, where your dreams matter. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peace and bye for now.